Hello there, fellow NPCs, I am Scythe, and today we're getting back into Everlasting Summer. We are at day 2 and it is evening, almost day 3. I am at the beach right now because I have just won the poker tournament that Electric was hosting, and now I am taking a victory swim. And Alisa kind of likes me, so she decided to come with me. And I also, as I have said earlier, I'm going to do the Semyon runs first. Semyon is the character we're playing, and he has a good and a bad run. And I have actually downloaded a guide to make sure that it works out the way I planned it to. And from what I've been told, what I can read, is that it doesn't matter what I do for the first 5 days perhaps. So I can just go around and have fun with all the girls as much as I please, without worrying about getting into the wrong route. So yeah, I guess we're aiming for Alisa here. So we have a save to go back to in the future. But for now, let's go. It was late, but I decided to spend a little bit more time lying on my back and stargazing. After all, I didn't have that many opportunities for that before. Or I simply tried to avoid every opportunity. Well, if we think about it, the light from the faraway stars reaches us only after millions of years. Right now I can see the star because it was shining back then, long in the past. Now the star is gone. Already exploded. Wait a minute. She took my clothes too! Alisa, that brat, that evil little girl. I got up and looked around the beach. No doubt about it, Alisa took my pioneer uniform. Damn it! And I was starting to think that maybe she's not so spoiled. I need to come up with an idea quickly. Certainly I could go and complain to Olga Dmitrievna, but not in my wet underpants. And they didn't know which cabin Alisa lives in either. And knocking on every door is certainly not a good idea. Maybe I should go to Slavia. Yes, of course, at night, wearing my underpants. The only thing missing is a rose in my teeth. Overall, it looks like I'm screwed. In any case, I have to do something. I was lucky not so much time had passed since she left, so I could still catch up with Alisa. Hurry up! I guess we're running, and since it's night, I'm assuming we're gonna run into Lena again. In the blink of an eye, I found myself at the square. No, Alisa. To my great surprise, Alisa was sitting on a bench, apparently bored. She had already changed. Give them back! Yeah, sure. Take them. She muttered with a guilty tone and handed back my uniform. Don't think I was waiting for you on purpose or anything like that. Oh, really? She is gonna be a tsundere? Is that it? A girl that refuses to acknowledge that she actually likes you and actually treats you kind of badly in some sense. Alisa turned her back and set off towards the cabins at an easy pace. I was left standing riveted to the spot. I didn't expect such a twist. The guilt did its job, perhaps. Fat chance. Anyway, it's better to keep away from her, and recent events do not change a thing. I headed to Olga Dmitrievna's cabin. For the first time today, I finally felt how tired I was. There was no light in the window, so Olga Dmitrievna must be sleeping already. Strangely enough, she waited for me yesterday. I entered the cabin, quietly stripped and laid on the bed. When you think about it, the situation hadn't gotten any clearer today. In fact, I spent the whole day doing useless stuff. I would never have even thought about doing something like this in the real world. Although I had plenty of time. How much time I would have here in a total is still a mystery. Maybe an eternity, or maybe there are only a few minutes left. I just didn't want to think about the past, about how I got to this camp. For the first time in a long while I felt really tired. Not only emotionally tired, but also physically tired, psychologically tired, and God knows how else tired. I just wanted everyone and everything to shove off. starting with my own thoughts. I wanted this mess somehow resolved by itself. Or at least without my active participation. And what if I'm stuck here forever? Then I'll have to get used to it. So, just like that, I'm not ready. My consciousness slowly drifted away from me, and it became progressively harder to concentrate on something distinct. Perhaps it's better to wait until tomorrow. I rolled over and fell asleep. Day 3, I assume. Okay, come on, there we go. Yeah, no nightmares, no night terrors, just day 3. The night left a feeling of anxiety behind. I woke up exhausted both physically and mentally. It happens to me all the time. You see incredibly lucid images in your dreams, as if you fell into a Hollywood blockbuster with a plot full of twists, well-paid actors and multi-million-dollar visual effects. And then you wake up in the morning without remembering a thing. That's what I was trying to do, to restore the image shown by my relaxed mind, but that part of my memory was empty. Either archived or formatted completely. Computer talk. It's 7 AM according to the clock. I seem to be an early bird today. Olga Dmitrievna was still sleeping, wrapping tightly in her blanket. Wrapping so tightly? In a hot summer? I got up, stretched, and went to the mirror to have a look at myself. I'd better shave. No, you're a teenager now. You don't have a facial hair yet. Strange idea. Before twice a month was enough, but now nothing depends on the way I look. I haven't found a razor anyway. Why do you even need it if I look like I'm 17 at most? So, breakfast can't start earlier than 9 AM, and this means I have plenty of time, which I can spend on walking and washing, for example. The water didn't seem as ice cold as the previous day. On the contrary, its refreshing coolness helped me to brace up and come back to reality, whether all these events could be called real. The tooth powder didn't seem to be such an outdated thing. A quick thought struck me that it's not that different from toothpaste. When I returned to the cabin, Olga Dmitrievna was already up. She was standing in front of the mirror and fixing her hair. Good morning, Semyon. Morning. Because of the lack of sleep, my head was still stinging, and my thoughts were all jumbled together. However, I didn't regret waking up instead of my usual habit of sleeping in for 2 or 3 hours more. How come you got up so early? It just happened. And no neckerchief once again. I'll do it myself. Not a big deal. On my way to the canteen. I don't think so. Do it now. Did you forget about the lineup before breakfast? How could I ever forget? And what's the lineup going to be about today? We'll discuss the agenda for the day. So, what's the agenda? Frankly speaking, I didn't care for what might be on the agenda for our courageous pioneer troop. I was mostly interested in where our brave leader will send our little pioneer army for the following 12 to 15 hours. Maybe I could manage to avoid enemy locations. But you'll find that out at the lineup. She gave me a wily smile. Olga Dmitrievna, my stomach is getting upset. I'd rather... I believe that's okay to miss the lineup once. I could get all nasty if I fail to control it right there. Where did all this courage come from? You have 5 more minutes. I'm afraid I need more time. Could you tell me right now, please? Sure, I'll try, but just in case it all goes down... Oh, fine. On our list for today is cleaning and camp locations, organizing the books in the library, some other minor tasks, and of course we have a ball in the evening. Ooh, it's the ball, I do remember that. Watch yourself. You must take part in the camp activities today. You bet. Definitely. And now I'd rather... Come on, let's hit the road. I came out of the cabin and hid in the bushes behind it, waiting for Olga Dmitrievna to leave. Actually, I didn't have any particular reason to behave this way. But the voice within me kept telling me that I have nothing to do at the lineup. So yeah, we're going to the lineup. After the camp leader left, I went back to the cabin and decided to wait for our breakfast there. Well, I'm not planning on taking part in community life today. Cleaning and organizing. That's not what someone in my situation should be doing. 2 days have passed and I'm still right where I started. All the residents seems to be perfectly ordinary people. They weren't involved in any conspiracy, weren't communicating with aliens and had no idea about time warps. Of course, each of them is a bit peculiar, but those peculiarities do not seem out of line at all. Moreover, if I had met any of these pioneers in my familiar world, I wouldn't suspect anything wrong. They seem to be even more normal and natural than, let's say, yours truly. This line of reasoning was quite logical. The illogical part was the absence of answers. Ordinary people in an extraordinary place. I've heard and seen that already, somewhere. Dozens of pioneers, or even more, live their familiar lives and do their regular stuff day by day. They don't understand that the world around them is not what it looks like. Okay, but this is their point of view. As for me, I'm not acquainted with the world of the Semyon camp and its residents, even if they seem to behave the way normal people would under the same circumstances. I have to decide here and now, are those people involved in what's happening to me? Can they give me any answers? Or do I have to seek the truth somewhere else? Okay, so we're about to start investigating now, it seems. It seems I overdid it a bit with the thinking. There's no usual crowd of hungry pioneers near the canteen. Or even inside the canteen. So no breakfast for people? Most of them probably have their breakfast before 9 a.m. You just said that the breakfast wouldn't start earlier than 9 a.m. What's going on? That's even better. Two's company, three's a crowd. Lena was sitting in the farthest corner of the canteen, lazily picking with her fork at an amorphous lump that vaguely resembled porridge. Having a breakfast with her seemed like a good idea. You can have a chat in peace. Or at least try to have one. I was on my way to her table when suddenly somebody grabbed me by the sleeve. Senya, the librarian. Get your meal and come, we need to talk. What are you waiting for? I was a bit confused. Pardon, isn't this a bit too, sudden? What's wrong? Get your meal and sit down. I suppose that she considered her behavior completely normal. Sorry, but I promised Lena. Fine, wait a minute. Let's talk to Lena. I was sure that Lena wouldn't mind if I sat next to her. Hold on, wait a second. Sorry, maybe later. I gently loosened my sleeve from her grip and headed to the farthest corner of the canteen. Senya was shouting something in my direction, but I tried to ignore her. Hi, good morning. Having heard the librarian shouting, Lena had been stealing glances at me for a while. Morning. Strangely enough, she didn't blush, but smiled instead. Would you mind if I joined you? I'll get my meal and be back in no time. Yeah, sure. In a minute, I was already sitting in front of her with a simple set of plates on a tray. Porridge, 2 poached eggs, 4 pieces of wheat bread, and a boiled sausage, and a glass of compote, made of unknown fruits and berries. Have a nice meal. Thanks. I was trying to eat it as neatly as I could. No chomping, smearing the food, or spilling the compote over myself. It seemed that eating like a human and not like a hog was not that hard at all. As usual, Lena remained silent, which means I should start the conversation. Going to the dance tonight? Probably. She was silent for a while. And you? I don't know yet. Though I didn't want to go there at all. I didn't like dance parties since my school days. Why so? What do you mean? My mind was still far away in my school times. Why don't you want to go? I didn't say that I don't want to go. Okay then. But if you're inviting me... Lena turned red and looked away. Oh, I don't really... Sorry, just kidding. I felt confused. I better not joke like that. Fine. Lena said indifferently and focused on her food, while her face turned even more red. Why am I stuck on this dance as if we have nothing else to talk about? But wait, is there actually anything... By the way, maybe you know what Semyon wanted to ask me. Huh? I mean, when I just came in, she wanted something from me. I don't know. I see. The conversation reached a dead end, so I tried to seem fully focused on my meal. Lena finished her breakfast first. I should go. See you later. So I'm guessing that because I haven't talked with Lena at all until now, actually been avoiding everyone, because I misremembered how to do this, she did not invite me to the dance. See you. I was finishing chewing on the sausage, which tasted like a twisted pear cable. I wonder if they have internet access here. I guess not. A pioneer sitting at the next table noticed me talking to myself and stared at me. I smiled and waved to him in return. After such a friendly greeting, he, for some reason, left the canteen quickly without finishing his breakfast. Okay. Done with the food. It's time to search for some clues. I mean, that was kind of rude of him. Yeah, I better go now. Not acceptable. Sometime later, I finally came to the infirmary. I have nothing to do in that place. Though the nurse seemed quite caring, it's better to keep a distance from her. Such benevolence is actually scary. She may know something, but I just hadn't the courage to enter the infirmary. Moreover, I had no reason to. Not a single one. Immersed in my own thoughts, I didn't notice the nurse, who was standing on the porch. Hi there, pioneer. She came closer. You must be sick. Did you come for medicine? No, I was just wandering around. Oh, a truant, I see. But if you're here, I have a serious task for you. I gave her a look of inquiry. The word task made me feel uneasy. It sounded like something inevitable. The nurse smiled spitefully. You both will help me to make an inventory of the supplied medicine, which arrived today. Both? Who are we? Perhaps I misheard. But what word could be confused with both? Hi again. Lena emerged from behind the nurse's back. It seems strange that I hadn't noticed her until now. Come here after dinner. I have explained everything to Lena. She'll tell you what to do. Medicine, huh? Supplied today? But Olga Dmitrievna told me that no bus would arrive in the next couple of days. So, there were visitors to our camp today? Yes, they arrived from the city this morning. Why are you asking? Just curious. Alright then. Pioneer. So tonight, after dinner, you'll be here. Lena was barely noticeable this whole time. Surely she was able to remain invisible like a skilled ninja. I could do it on my own. Strange. She seemed more spirited during lunch. No way. There are lots of boxes. And a pioneer is always ready. Isn't that so? Pioneer. Why is she... It looks kind of like she's being excited here. I know that's the voice I'm putting on, but she's a bit more too excited. She gazed at me and smiled menacingly. I don't want to spend the whole evening doing something like this. Also, I got more important things to do. But rejecting this request would be really improper. If it wasn't for Lena who was standing here, I would definitely think my way out. Okay, I'll come. You know, Olga Dmitrievna asked me to help her tonight. Ooh, let me actually double check. As I said, I don't think I need to do anything special here. Yeah, like I said, I can do whatever I want for the first 4 days. And if I go this one, I get a point with Lena. Nice. That's how a true pioneer should answer. Even after these words, I barely came up a step closer to the be prepared, always prepared motto. Then you can go. I looked at Lena, who was still staring at the ground. I guess all the time she spent staring at the ground was enough to learn everything there is to know about the life and habits of different insects. Plus, Lena likes to read, so she probably read many biological, botanical and so on books. Perhaps she wants to become an entomologist. Okay. Oh, okay. So because I don't have enough points, I guess we didn't get a scene with her. Where will you head next? Where will you head next? Lena's words drew me away from the obscure thoughts. We'd been standing at the square for some time, and my speculation about bugs' lives were the only attempt to escape this awkward situation. Though, why did I see it as awkward? Just don't forget, alright? Don't forget what? Well, tonight after dinner, at the infirmary. Her face got a slightly grumpy look to it. No way, that's impossible. Alright. Right after dinner I'm at your service. I thought too late. At my words, Elena blushed even harder. I need to find a way to ease the situation. Why did the nurse ask you to do it? I don't know. I was just sitting on the bench and reading a book when she came, and it's smart to ask a reliable person who would never say no. Okay. Well then, after dinner. Okay. I'll be off then. Yeah, sure. She walked off somewhere beside the clubs, and I just stood there at the square for some time. So, what's next? I decided to visit my cabin in order to collect my phone. I don't know where I'll find myself today, but having a watch is always useful. Though having a wristwatch is much easier. Suddenly I heard a different tune, which was cutting through the usual noise of the camp. Electric guitar! I listened to it carefully. Sounds like an electric guitar. 3 repeating chords, no more. But this melody still felt somehow warm, as if a vacuum tube-based audio amplifier was used. Okay, sure. Use your fancy words. Could there be such a luxury here? The sound was definitely coming from somewhere near the stage area. I wonder who that could be. I should take a look. Oh, I better keep on looking for answers. But I think I think I have an idea who this is. Going to the stage area, I caught a sight of Alisa on the stage. I assume Miku. Why always the panty shots? The girl was giving it all. With her eyes closed, she placed one of her legs upon the speaker and was swaying her body with the rhythm of the music. I couldn't recognize the melody, but I was pretty sure that I heard it before. Probably something from Soviet rock. I could have named a dozen bands in this genre right off the bat, but I was hardly an expert. The song seemed really simple, literally just a 3-chord progression. Probably even I could have played it, given some time to practice. I wonder where Alisa got her playing skills. In the USSR, such music had never been nationally acclaimed. The future rock star wasn't taking any notice of me. It was like she was trying to become one with the music, to resound in every note, in every bar, in every triplet. Rock heroes of the 80s instantly came to my mind. Many of them were devoted to the music in a similar way. If she got dressed in something more suitable for that period's fashion instead of her pioneer uniform, no one would notice the difference. Her performance was coming to an end. Picking out the last couple of chords, Alisa finally noticed me. Did you like it? She doesn't seem as surprised as I would have expected. Yeah, that was cool. As if you could do any better, smiled Alisa slyly. I'm not saying that I can do it better. I'm not a pro in music. No doubt. Yep. I didn't know what to tell her next and was heading on my way. Wait a minute. What? Heard about the evening dance party? I thought it was a ball. Ball, dance party, what's the difference? She frowned. Yes, I did. And so what? Are you going to go? After throwing those words, she turned away. I'm not sure. And you? What am I going to do there? Watch a herd of morons? There was some truth in Alisa's word, but this open disrespect surprised me. It's clear that it's not the idea of a ball that she hates. But why? What do you mean by why? Well, why don't you want to come? Dance parties ought to be fun. Do you really think so? Annoyance flashed in her voice. I don't know, but I thought that you would. Never liked them, she interrupted me. There is absolutely nothing to do at such parties. I see. So what's your plan then? I asked just to keep the conversation going. I'll just carry on practicing. What are you practicing? The song, dumbass, you even heard it. Alisa had gone totally mad. A few more wrong questions and I will have to run for my life. Who wrote that song? I did. So you wrote it by yourself? By myself. Cool. An awkward silence hung in the air. Okay then. Don't you wanna listen? Didn't I just hear it? That's not what I meant. She pouted. The whole song. It's just a jam for now. Oh, come on, do it then. Not right now. Well, don't do it then? I felt uncertain about what you wanted from me. You mean you don't want me to play? Seems like I frustrated her. I got ready for her to Oh, it's just missing a spacebar. I got ready for her to smash the guitar on my forehead or something even worse. But there was only an upset expression on Alisa's face. I want to. I told you. Come here tonight then. I'll play it for you. For me? How cute. But tonight is the dance party. You said that you wouldn't go. I didn't say that. Frankly speaking, I didn't want to go, but messing around with Vache was no good either. Olga Dmitrievna won't like it. Screw her! Said Alisa, getting steamed up. Okay, I'll come. I did. That's interesting. I don't remember what happened the first time I played this, but now that I'm looking back at it, I did not expect to actually hook up, well, not hook up, but fall into the Alisa path right away. Between shame at the dance party and the Vashevskaya's mad guitar skills, I'd rather pick the latter. Good boy. She smiled strangely. That scared me. I was just wondering if the decision I made was the right one, but suddenly I was interrupted by a ringing, calling the pioneers for lunch. I looked towards the canteen. I suppose it's time to go. Hunger is a sharp thorn. I turned around with an intent to call Alisa to come along, but she looked so cheerless and down. Every musician should know when it's time to leave. I grumbled under my breath. Who is marching forward in a row? It is our pioneer squad. I guess this is the marching tune. Who is marching forward in a row? I don't know how to sing. It's our pioneer squad. Something like that. Pioneers in a row usually march to the canteen in the Semyon camp. I was looking for a place where no one would disturb me, like what happened before. Just so I can eat in peace. And for that I have to at least not be the last one to come. But I was pretty sure, whatever happens here happens whether I wanted to or not. The canteens was crammed as full as an egg. Never heard that expression before. Olga Dmitrievna was standing at the entrance, guarding it like a hawk. Well, Semyon, were you working hard today? Hard enough? Well done, truly well done, and the hardest is yet to come. I just bet. Fine, take a seat next to the girls. She pointed at the table next to the pillar. Slavia, Uliana and Lena were already sitting there. Not bad company. At least not the worst. I got my meal and went up to them. Do you mind if I sit here? I caught myself sounding a bit clueless. There were no other free places anyway. No, of course not. Please do! Lena remained silent. Today's the meal consisted of a plate of borscht. I suspect there was some meat lurking in it, but I had no evidence. So I did try to make borscht for Christmas a couple of years ago. It's just like straight red beet, or whatever it's called in English, I don't know. It's you translate it to Swedish, it's rödbeta, red beet. It was too much of it for me. Some poultry. Chances are Chickenus domesticus, which with fried potatoes and a traditional glass of compote. I found myself liking the local food more and more. I guess I just came to the conclusion that I have no other choice, which means that there is no use in complaining. Thank God there's something to eat. Coming to the ball tonight? I don't know, though I already had my arrangements with Alisa. He'll come. You got nowhere to go, Uliana said happily. You will come for sure. Of course, I can't miss my opportunity to watch you make a fool of yourself. She got it right, so I decided not to reply. And what about you? I asked Lena. Yes, she replied briefly. See, you should go then, said Slavia as if leaving me no choice. Don't forget to wear your tailcoat. Apparently, Uliana was so pleased with her joke that she laughed out loud. But I really had nothing to wear. My wardrobe was just a pioneer uniform and my winter clothes, which would be inappropriate even in the evening. And what will you be dressed in, entertainer? Secret. Will it be a little dress just like a kindergarten matinee? Uliana turned red and looks like I managed to offend her. No, I will wear a biohazard suit just so I don't catch an infection from you, because I have boy cuties. I wonder what kind of infection you are afraid of catching from me. Enough, you guys. Don't quarrel. Idiocy, of course! Looks like Uliana was highly pleased with her, as she thought. A brilliant answer again. You know, if you already have the flu, you can't catch a cold. Two can play at that game. What are you implying? Oh, nothing. Nothing at all. I looked away slyly. Do you mean that? She went red again. I don't mean anything. Guys, given that it was Lena who interfered, it probably really was time to stop. You're asking for it. You're gonna get it. What, you'll finally wise up? Instead of replying, Uliana grabbed her plate filled with borscht and tipped it over my head. You little shit! This game met an unexpected finale. Oh, you little! She jumped up and tried to run away. But this time she won't get away. I grabbed her hand. And now what? I can't just smash her head against the table. The pantomime lasted a few seconds. Suddenly, Uliana skillfully grabbed a glass of compote and splashed it in my face. That way she managed to get free of my grip. She dashed off towards the counter, and I chased her. This resulted in several flipped tables, a pile of smashed tableware, 5 pioneers crippled by various injuries, and full exhaustion on both bodies. A draw, sort of. A belligerent draw. With too much belligerence. We stood before each other and breathed heavily. Tell me you won't behave this way again. And you? Olga Dmitrievna snuck up on us from behind. When you think about it, such a riot couldn't go unnoticed. Well, are you satisfied with yourself now? Her voice appeared to be calm, but I was sure she was just about to explode. And who's gonna clean up all this mess? Exactly what happened. Who? I'm asking you. Who? Him! Replied Uliana with complete confidence. Her! I objected less confidently. Both! The camp leader brought a conclusive end to this ongoing argument. Generally, I wasn't sure that my share of the blame is more than hers. Although Uliana didn't have a drop of guilt in her face. Beat it! I'm not cleaning. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. This is his fault. He started it first. No, it isn't. Oh, yes, it is. I'm not going to sort out all that nonsense. Semyon, go grab a mop, a bucket, some clothes. You know, the kind of stuff in the closet. And as for you... She looked at Uliana with such a burning gaze that I felt a bit sorry for the girl. You... Start to pick up the broken tableware immediately. Olga Dmitrievna took a deep breath and continued. You're nothing but trouble. How many times have I told you? I decided to skip the lecture and went to the closet that appeared to be near the exit. Suddenly a perfect idea flashed in my head. Why don't I just run away? Sure, Olga Dmitrievna has caught us already, but I'm not the one to blame. Of course, I'm not the true pioneer she keeps talking about, but in comparison to Uliana... Anyway, she is the principal culprit. It's not like I have nothing better to do than cleaning up the mess here. I have to seek answers. The truth is out there, somehow flashed through my mind. Okay, yeah, so we could go seek for answers earlier, and I completely ignored that. So I guess now, instead of cleaning, I can go and do that instead. No, sorry. There we go. The solution came out of thin air. While Olga Dmitrievna was scolding Uliana, I snuck to the exit. Thank goodness it was nearby. Slipping outside, I hesitated for a few moments and ran into electronic. But what electronic wants is something we're going to find out in the next episode. Yeah, now here we are about to start figuring out what's wrong with this place, I guess. We have answers to find, as it said. So yeah. And also, Uliana is going to be really disappointed in me for leaving her alone to pick up all the clean up the entire mess. Oh, that is not how you get the girls, my guy. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and thank you Josef for donating directly to my Ko-fi page. If you guys want to help me out, you can do so by clicking the link down in the description. I'll see you guys in the next one, and remember, just because you're not the main character, it does not mean you're not important. Goodbye everyone.